Hi, I'm Dallon, an IT trainer from Dogs Singapore. Today, I'll be sharing with you some finger gestures to navigate your iPhone with the use of VoiceOver. These finger gestures will allow you to navigate a list of items, scroll up and down a page, and activate an item. There will be 3 different gestures that we'll be covering. The first gesture is a 1-finger swipe to the left or right. The second gesture is 3-finger scrolling. And the last gesture that we'll be learning is 1-finger double tap. Before we begin, let's turn on our VoiceOver. There are 2 ways to turn on your VoiceOver. First way, which is the easiest way, is to use the accessibility shortcut. This is in the condition if your accessibility shortcut has been set up to turn on VoiceOver, or if you have set up your iPhone with VoiceOver. To turn it on, you just need to press the side button or the power button 3 times rapidly. You should hear VoiceOver on. Let's see that in action.
VoiceOver on. Calendar. Friday, the.
The second way is to manually go to Settings, then to Accessibility, then to VoiceOver, and press the On toggle. Before we begin to explore the different finger gestures, let me share a feature that the VoiceOver has, which is the Explore by Touch. As I move my finger across the screen, VoiceOver will read out what's underneath my finger. For example,
Messages. 1 unread message. Camera. TV.
You notice that VoiceOver read out the different apps on the home screen as I was moving around. Now as I move my finger further up to the status bar of the phone, we'll find information such as time and battery level. So let's check the time.
App weather. 5:55 p.m. Status bar item.
So you notice the time is at 5:55. And now if I move my finger to the right of the status bar, it will announce the battery level.
Mobile 78% battery power. Not charging.
Which is at 78% and it is not charging. So we have just explored the Explore by Touch feature. So let's move on to the fingers gesture. So the first fingers gesture that I'll be talking about today is the 1-finger swipe to the left or right. This gesture allows you to navigate between items sequentially. To start off with our demonstration, we'll be using the home screen to practice our gestures. Starting off from the status bar, which is at the top left of the home screen, slightly move your finger downwards to the first item on the home screen.
10:38 a.m. Calendar. Friday, the.
Notice that the first app that was read out was Calendar. Now, to perform the 1-finger swipe to the right gesture, quickly flick 1 finger to the right anywhere on the home screen.
Clock. 10:38 a.m.
Notice that the next item that was read out to me was clock. Let's try to perform the gesture again. Remember, it's 1 finger flick to the right anywhere on your home screen.
Contacts.
Notice that the next item that was read out to us was contacts. Now let's move on to the next gesture. We have discovered how to move to the next item. So how do we move backwards to the previous item? Well, you just need to perform a 1-finger swipe to the left gesture. It is really similar to the first gesture that we covered. So to perform this gesture, we just need to quickly flick from right to left and it will move to the previous item.
Clock. 10:45 a.m.
In this case, you heard clock. So let's try to perform this gesture again. Same thing, 1 finger flick to the left on anywhere of your home screen.
Calendar, Friday, the 23rd of December.
This brings us back to where we have started. Do note that these gestures that we have covered could be performed on anywhere on your phone screen. It could be performed in apps like, say, Settings, WhatsApp, or any apps that you use, as long as you use VoiceOver. The next pair of finger gestures we'll be looking at is the 3-finger scroll gesture. This gesture allows you to go to the next page or to review more items or information on the screen. To perform these gestures, we'll have to place 3 fingers on anywhere on our screen. We could either swipe left, right, up, or down. For instance, if you want to go to the next page of your home screen, you have 3 fingers swipe from right to left. So let's see that in action.
Page 2 of 4. Group. Productivity.
Notice that it reads page 2 of 4. And now, the next gesture is to go to the previous page. So to go to the previous page, you just need to swipe 3 fingers from left to right. Let's see that in action.
Home. Page 1 of 4.
Notice we are back to page 1. Depending on where you are, you can use the 3 fingers scroll up or down to perform the scrolling gesture. So for instance, you would use these gestures when you are scrolling through a list of items. In this case, we'll be using Settings for demonstration. To perform the scrolling down gesture to review more information, we'll simply place 3 fingers on the screen and swipe upwards.
Rows 20 to 35 of 58.
Notice it says rows 20 to 35. Let's do the gesture one more time. 3 fingers placed down on the screen and swipe upwards.
Rows 32 to 47 of 58.
Now it says rows 32 to 47. This shows us that it has gone down the list. Now, how do we go back up? We'll use 3 fingers swipe downwards. So simply place 3 fingers on the screen and swipe downwards.
Rows 20 to 35 of 58.
Now we are back to rows 20 of 35. Let's see that gesture one more time. 3 fingers placed on the screen and swipe downwards.
Rows 8 to 23 of 58.
Now we are back to rows 8 of 23. The last gesture that we'll be looking at today is the 1-finger double tap gesture. This gesture is used when you would like to activate an item, for example, opening an app. To perform this gesture, simply use 1 finger and tap on your phone screen twice. Do note that this is a fast gesture, which means you should not tap once and lift up your finger for too long before tapping again. Let's try it now. First, let's find an item that we want to activate.
Display and bright. Controls. Screen. General. Button.
For example, General. So let's activate it.
About. Button.
So we are currently in General. Let's try this gesture one more time. So let's locate another item.
About. Button. Software update. Button.
And perform the double tap gesture again.
Automatic updates. On. Button.
Notice that we are currently in updates, which means we have activated software updates. We have come to the end of this video. In this video, we have covered 3 basic gestures. The gestures are 1 finger swipe to the left or right to navigate a list of items, 3 fingers for scrolling, and lastly, 1 finger double tap to activate an item. Once again, I'm Dallon. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. If you would like to learn more about operating your phone, you can arrange an appointment with our IT trainers at Dogs Singapore by calling 6339 7900 or email us at it@guidedogs.org.sg.